sit over here?
I brought some myself.
All right. Now with the minutes or the
Just sit down and it won't blind you.
Oh, I gotta do the pledge.
Oh, okay. All right, it is 8 o'clock. I'd like to call the Brimfield Township Regular Board of Trustees meeting to order at 8 a.m. Roll call for attendance, please.
All those in attendance, Mike?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
We have a full board, or we have a quorum. Sue is absent.
All right. We will move into Pledge of Allegiance. If everybody could please rise. Move by this head. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Pastor, we good? Like go this prayer?
Heavenly Father, we certainly appreciate all that you've done for our community, all our country. We count it a privilege to pray for our leaders as you've told us to, but Lord, we also want to pray for the residents of Brimfield. Lord, we know many probably don't even know these meetings take place, but we pray that they would learn to understand what it takes to run even a community like ours. And just pray, Lord, you continue to give our leaders the wisdom and discretion they need. We ask your hand of blessing on this meeting as well. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Announcements and correspondences. Mike, do you have any announcements or correspondences to be read into record today?
No, I'm good, Nick.
All right. I don't have any for today either. That will move us into meeting guests. Today we do have a meeting guest, which is going to be Todd Feets. So, sir, the floor is yours on the 30-year plan update and our website.
Well, good morning, everybody. So, again, I'm Todd Feets, the Director of Regional Planning.
Just turn the mic on also.
I'm sitting up here.
Okay. Should be green if it's on.
Okay, there we go. So, good morning, everybody. I'm Todd Feets with the Regional Planning Commission. I got Gail Gifford here as well. She's the one that designed this summary of the comprehensive plan. You approved the plan, I believe, back in June or May. And so this is the summary that is available to the community online. As I said, it summarizes everything, but it's almost like a marketing tool, if you will. It kind of talks about the community in a way that you typically don't get to see. I remember early on in the discussions, you didn't want a plan that sits on a shelf. It is not on the shelf anymore. It's available to all the residents. And we even made some of the goals interactive on there that people can click on, look around, and I'll let Gail start to go through that. And there's other interactive maps that we want to enhance even more. As part of our discussion with the Planning Commission, they want to see a lot of this information updated on an annual basis. The census data, pricing the land use data. The zoning, when Gail shows you what the existing land use and the zoning looks like, that stuff will all be updated on an annual basis. I know you all want to have 1, 3, and 5 year plans, so when you guys do that process, we'd be happy to help facilitate with that if you want. But if you don't, just give us that information. We'll make that part of the update. So every year it's on the website and available for everybody to see. Full transparency is the best thing you guys could probably ever ask for. So with that, I'll let Gail walk you through the plan. Since she did the plan, I don't give her enough credit and I don't give her enough time to actually present, so this is her opportunity to shine. So,
all right, so this is the homepage for the plan. If you scroll down, all of the chapters are listed across this banner, and you can just click on whatever you're interested in and go to that chapter, and if you click this direction, it'll show you the rest of them that aren't shown. So for the sake of time, I'm just going to hop down to transportation. Right, so this is the transportation map chapter. The existing conditions are all shown through the static maps, and this is true for every chapter. And there's a summary off to the side. And if you scroll down, it just scrolls through the maps.
The maps change as she scrolls through.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The capital improvements is, there's a summary about that, and then there's this map, and it's trying to load. Let me see if it will. No. Let me try a different one. See if it's loaded. So this is another static map for economic development. loaded.
It might be because we embedded this in our website. Can you guys go to it directly on your webpage?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Let me try to go there.
Because we just embedded that this week. We're still working through that process
Okay.
and that website update.
Yeah, it's pretty much lightning fast. So we're kind of, let's see that, I'm like, my jaw's on the floor. So we do have this on our website as well for projects, just to show what other, the other communities, what we can do as well. We did that one. So there we go. It's the computer.
Yeah. So if this map was showing, you'd be able to click on all the features in it, and it would come up with a summary of those features. And for the transportation one, it would give you a summary of all the projects that are coming up that ODOT has listed on their website, and when the bid's going out, how much it's going to cost, and when they expect the construction to begin and end.
Yeah, you can point and click on it, and you can move around it however you want. Now, this is really disappointing because it's not coming up. But the other maps are also really awesome. The existing land use map and the zoning map. So the existing land use map is very much like the auditor's website. You can just point and click on different parcels, and the information will come up. We just have the parcel ID on those. We have the phone, listed it by the auditor, whether it's commercial, residential, what it might be. We don't list the people's names or addresses on that, but you can cut and paste the parcel ID if you want. That's really user-friendly. And the other map that's really user-friendly is the zoning map. Right now, we just kind of, you can click on different, the whole township's on there. You can click on anywhere in the township, it'll tell you what that zoning classification is and a few other things. But when we do that update, I want to have permitted uses, conditional uses, and then the setback requirements on there.
So here it is. I know people watching online can't see, but you can see it on here. Here's the interactive pieces. I think it's that laptop. So I can see my mouse here. So for example, number 3 under transportation, if we click on that, it should pull up information. So it'll tell us the I-76 corridor and what's going on with that project, so the public can see. But yeah, it's a fully interactive map that people can interact with, and we'll continually update that and keep the public posted with the projects we're working on, what's in progress, what's been completed, and people can see that for all the different subsections.
So for zoning, for example, if someone stops to say, I want to build this here, I don't necessarily need to send them over. Mike, I can say you can look on our map and see what use for that area.
You should be able to do that. Plus, you can see there's a button on there right now. It's a zoning resolution. You click on that, they'll take people to the zoning resolution as well. So there's all kinds of different ways. We also have all the goals on there too. So if you want to go down to the goal section at the bottom, that's not interactive. And it also takes you back to the entire plan, the Brimfield land use plan. And then we have the goals and the objectives summarized here for people so they can see what those are. So the entire plan is there. Because it is one. I mean, going back to the comments that you're not the only ones that said, I don't want a plan that sits on a shelf, because that's basically what they did. And when they sat on a shelf, the public didn't have access to them primarily, because they're on a shelf. So this is a whole different world now. And I like this project because I think it markets Brimfield. We can adjust this to turn this more into a marketing type of summary if you want. So there's ways to play with, I shouldn't say ways to change this to enhance the community's image and outlook. So.
And I really appreciate the transparency of this. The board makes motions and we work on things and we're involved with it every day, so we know exactly what's happening. Where Joe Citizen may come to one meeting and not know what happened at the 100 other meetings and the projects that we're working on. So now they can come here for full transparency and always be able to get an up-to-date piece. Besides talking to us, it's out there. And I think it helps future boards continue to drive the same mission forward.
So that's on our website now?
Yeah, this is on our website now. We got it embedded in there on our website. We're still doing some website upgrades, but for now we at least got it embedded in the page. I want to expand it out somehow, but that's where we're at right now.
Okay. Well, we can review this then.
Yeah.
So,
but we wanted Todd to have a chance to talk about that, and just to bring us up to date of kind of closing out this end of the project, and then we'll start future projects with the 1, 3, and 5 year goals. Todd will talk later about that.
are you doing one of these for Portage County?
Something's, well, not like this. You guys got it yours is drilled way down. The one you probably saw in my email not that long ago saying, hey, we want to do a county vision plan, which they don't have one. We want to do a county comp plan. The county doesn't have one. And so everything's reactive. So
Portage County does not have one?
No. So
Shouldn't they be leading the way? No, I'm just, no. Nick told me to say that.
So,
Don't forget, Brimfield is the leading people in the county.
well, you are the leading people. I've shown this and your whole plan to other communities, and they're just salivating for it. And of course, they want it for the price I gave you guys, but that's probably not the price we're going to get. Because we went over budget on this one, but we wanted to do a great job for you guys. And that was the whole intent of everything we did. And that's the whole intent of everything we do is we want to make sure you guys are happy and we're serving your community.
Yeah, we need the tools.
So, what's that?
We need the tools.
Yeah, sure, exactly. So, but the county's plan, to your point, is it's going to be a much bigger umbrella. The county plan is probably, when it comes to the townships and villages and cities, it's going to be more about, intergovernmental coordination. How do we work together? How do we promote ourselves? How do we give grant funds to the county? How to be proactive than reactive to many of the decision-making process that's currently going on. So that's the big reason for the vision plan coming.
Now, I look forward to that. Let me know when the first meeting is, so because I'll be representing Brimfield.
Are you going to be on that too?
Both days.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're hoping to have that week on August 16th. We just need we want 20 and 20 on these meetings. And so until we get that, I'm not going to set it, I just want to make sure there's full people are represented from around the county.
Okay.
Last thing I want to have people say it's a Ravenna plan or it's a Kent plan or something like that. That's not going to work for us.
All right.
So, well, thank you.
Thank you so much for your time this morning. Thank you for this update. It is greatly appreciated. We'll take a look at it, and then Todd, you and I should talk about it in the next couple of weeks here about home planning for 2022.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dad.
All right. Also, just another quick update. I guess I should have made this under announcements or correspondences, but if you go to the BrimfieldOhio.gov website now, all of our trustee meetings, BZA meetings, zoning commission meetings have been updated, and we are now pre-uploading on Tuesday the agenda for the trustee meetings. So the public knows exactly what's going to be on the meeting agenda, so they can see it beforehand if there's a specific topic they want to talk about. That's why we've asked department heads to start submitting everything by Monday at 2:30, so that Rochelle has time to get everything up on the website Tuesday morning.
Would you guys want me to send out an email reminder like I used to?
I got it on my calendar.
Okay. I used to send out on Monday, hey, make sure the agenda's in, and I thought I was annoying people, but
We got
if
it.
you want me to. Monday by 3:30?
Yeah, I think that's what I said. I got to look at my email again.
Dave, does that help you, or you don't care?
I got it now.
Okay, all right.
Okay. All right. We'll move into, that was our meeting guest. Meeting minutes. I'll entertain a motion to accept the meeting minutes.
I will make that motion. I've reviewed them. We had how many?
They are from the 7:14 bid opening, the 7:16 special meeting, and the 7:14 regular meeting.
Okay, well, I've reviewed all those.
Right. I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favor, Mike?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Motion passed.
I'll entertain a motion to accept the agenda for discussion.
I will make that motion.
I will second for discussion. Is there any adjustments or changes to the agenda from department heads?
There is an adjustment on the fiscal office number 2B. The request for approval to appropriate just had it in my mind, the American Rescue Plan funds in the amount of $541.39. Actually, that should read that we need to send it to the Budget Commission
Okay.
to get approved, and then we'll come back for appropriation. So it's the same subject. We're just going to
To send to budget commission.
correct.
Okay. All right. Any other changes?
I don't think it's too important, but under fire department, new business number A, I didn't put that on there, so.
Okay, I was going to ask you about this. So you want to remove that? Because
Yeah.
there was a contract sitting in the folders yesterday for us to review.
Yeah, we're not ready for that yet.
Okay,
So get rid of A on number 2.
So 2A is removed from the agenda. John, pull that contract out too, please.
Got it.
I was going to ask about that today because I know we were having discussions.
I'm sure what came to the fiscal and they probably just dropped it in there.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Any other changes?
I have none.
All right. Hearing none. Roll call to accept the motion of the agenda with the changes of removal of 2A under fire department and adjustment of 2B under fiscal to send to Budget Commission.
All those in favor, Mike? Yes. Nick?
Yes.
Motion passed.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to accept purchase orders.
I have reviewed and signed the purchase orders, so I'm making that motion.
I will second that.
All those in favor, Mike?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Motion passed.
I'll entertain a motion to accept warrants.
I have reviewed the warrants. I'm making a motion, we accept them.
All right, I'll second that.
All those in favor, Mike?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Motion passed.
All right, now it's public comments. We will open up the floor to any resident that would like to speak. Please state your name and address before speaking and limit comments to 5 minutes.
Hello, Chip.
Okay. Any comments?
I don't have anything. I have a lot of questions.
We'll take some questions too. All right. Okay. All right, hearing no comments or questions, we'll move into safety concerns. Any safety concerns to be reported to the board today?
I haven't had anything.
Okay. All right, hearing no safety concerns, we'll move into the business portion of our meeting. Police Department, Roy, the floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. Under old business, one item I wanted to bring to the board's attention was a follow-up to inquiry that was made regarding Klein Road and the traffic on Klein Road when there are large events at the Kent State University Stadium. I just wanted to follow up with the board and let you know I had a chance to touch base with Chief Digley at Kent State PD on that question. They contract with and work with the state patrol regarding all the traffic control events that come out of the stadium. So what he's going to do is, as they have their prep meetings going forward for this year, he's going to raise that question with them and see if there's a way that issue can potentially be addressed. So he's going to keep me apprised of that. He does not have confirmation yet that graduation is actually going to take place at the stadium or to take place up on campus. If that event takes place up on campus, that helps to alleviate that issue around graduation. So that's a long way of me saying he's going to keep me posted on that, and I'll follow up with you as the board when I know more information on that.
All right, thank you for following up on that.
Yep. New business, I have one item that's going to require board approval, and that's to process our resolution to proceed on our police protection safety levy. I think John has the original resolution document.
John, can I see the document so I can?
It's the wording that we approved at one of the prior meetings, actually.
Okay.
Special meeting.
So for this one, I'd like to make a motion to proceed with placing an additional continuing levy for the purposes of police protection in the excess of 10 mil limitation pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 5705-19J, 5705-191, 5075-25, and 505.51 in the amount of 1.9 mils for each $1 evaluation.
And I will second that for discussion.
All right, at this point, it's been reviewed. We sent it down. We got all the information we need back from that.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, so
John, do you need anything else from us other than a vote on this then, to place this on the
we
levy?
voted, then we need to sign off on that to get to where we can take it.
So you need signatures today?
Yeah.
Yes.
I got 2 of them. I actually would have had a copy of them here, so I can sign it twice, so I don't.
Okay.
So it doesn't want to, are you good?
Well, I'm good. I just want to make sure as we move this thing forward, I mean, the one thing I talked to another couple this week, and once I explained to them how we're not replacing, you know, the current levies that are out there, when I explained to them how that they're actually paying less, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somehow we have to make that piece perfectly clear, because once I talked to them about it, then they understood.
Right.
And they went from defending, paying more taxes to understanding.
Right.
So I'm telling you, I really think that is the key piece.
Well, I think we'll build that into the information website we have. So I've got a lot of information on our FAQ section that kind of walks through all that. Fundamental kind of 101, levy 101, so to speak.
And if we could create maybe even just a basic scenario of, this is the scenario I use with most residents. If we had 10 homes and we were collecting $100, each home pays $10. If we had 10 more homes, now each home's paying $5. We still only get the $100 coming in on those levies. So I think if we can bring it down to the simplest form for people to understand, because as we all know sitting up here, levies can be very confusing in the way they collect and things change. Even if this passes, it's already not even collecting at 100% valuation by the time we make that first collection on that.
Yeah, I think we can build some of that information in, so I think that makes sense.
It is, once I sat down and explained it to them, I did the pizza thing.
Right.
And then they understood it.
Well, I think it's important too that we talk about the fact that we looked for an initial ask of 2.38 mils. We found some ways with this American Recovery Act funds and some other dollars to readjust things to reduce this levy down to 1.95. our goal was not to ask for more than we need, and when we found we were getting that funding in that we were not anticipating, we immediately adjusted that and changed the levy to a lower
I just
amount.
wish there was a way we could actually figure out the numbers of what they were paying and then what it reduced to, and then, and then what they're, subtracting one from the other and show it's not really that big of an increase.
Right.
So it's education. That's all it's going to be.
Well, yeah, we're just trying to get things, as more people come in, we have to make sure that, our forces can keep up with that, and that's collecting at the agreed to evaluation at the time.
Yep.
All right, other questions on this?
Actually, we don't need signatures either. My signature's the only one. You guys just need to.
Okay.
So all those in favor, Mike?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Motion passed. Fill this out with you, Roy.
Okay. The other item I wanted to bring to the board's attention, for the sake of time, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on that, but I wanted to make the board aware we are presenting life-saving awards to Sergeant David Kennard, Officer Jake Ratt, and Officer Russ Steele. We had a series of calls over 2 consecutive days at our Days at Hotel involving a subject who was in a drug overdose emergency. We ended up doing CPR, so the fire department played a critical role in that too. And I wanted to take an opportunity to recognize our officers for the role they played in that act. So I wanted to bring that to your attention as a board.
Yeah, Roy, you and I talked about this. I'd like to highlight this just for a minute, especially the teamwork that took place out there when you talked about Sergeant Kennard having to drive the ambulance to get the patient there because we were short-staffed.
And Dave's feedback to me was it was great. He just felt like everybody was on the same page between our FD and PD guys at the scene, and Dave had nothing but positive things to say. So.
Yeah, and I think that's just, it just shows the teamwork we have between the departments, and I think we should highlight things like that. So congratulations to everybody that was involved in that for their hard work. But I think it also highlights the fact that why we need to get these hires on and we need these levies to get staffing, because we're short-staffed, and then there's a lot of calls that need that teamwork to happen. So great job to all of our officers involved.
Yep, thank you. Last item is we're having a EP neighborhood event this Saturday. We're going to be over in Pleasant Lakes between noon and 2 up there. We made a post to their HOA Facebook page, put a post on our page, and we put some flyers out in all the residents' mailboxes there in that area. So we will be up in the Pleasant Lakes area this Saturday between noon and 2, serving hot dogs and cold drinks. That's all I have this morning, unless you have any questions for me.
All right, any questions from the police department? All right, hearing none, thank you for your report. We'll move into fire department.
Okay, under old business, I have nothing, but under new business, I have 2 items that we need to go over. I'll wait till John gets back because he's got to write these names down. But as we're working with this, we did finish our firefighter hire process. I have offered and they have accepted under 2 names, and I have board approval for the next 2 firefighter hires. This will help fill out our staff that we've been lacking, and that'll fill us out for the next few years, I'm hoping.
Okay.
So,
is there a certain order you want to do the names in because it's
I do.
affecting seniority? Okay.
I do. John Simple, spelled how they sound. Bailey Collier and David Blanchard.
So let's do these as individual motions.
Okay.
So which one was first, Bailey?
Bailey's first.
Yep.
Seniority versus.
So I'll make a motion to accept Bailey Collier as our newest firefighter hire for Brimfield Township.
Second. CO, spell that one for me.
Collier.
And do we have a date of hire for these individuals or to be determined?
To be determined, because we're waiting on the drug screening and stuff like that. It depends on when that gets back.
Okay.
So,
And then we'll get a swearing in ceremony scheduled then too.
Yep.
Okay. All right, any other questions on Bailey?
All those in favor, Mike?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Motion passed.
What was the next name?
David Blanchard.
I'll make a motion to accept David Blanchard as our newest firefighter for the Brimfield Township.
I'll second.
All those in favor, Mike?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Both these kids, I'm going to call them kids because they're 21 and 22 years old, are out of the Rootstown area, and we're happy to have them. So local people.
Ed Collier, is that any relationship to Ed Collier?
His grandfather was a fire chief at Kent years ago, So, but I don't know if it's really intended.
You know, I remember when Craig was a kid, when he used to.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
Oh, hell, I do.
But this will bring us up to, once we get this on, we'll have five per shift on staffing, and then it would.
Now, they're replacing, who are they replacing?
This is to fill out our staffing, so we had an odd number.
Okay.
And this will bring us up to 5, so we had 4, 4, and 5, now we'll have 5, 5.
Okay.
Remember, this was part of the 2021 plan, was to bring them up to 5. Once they're on, then beginning next year is when we'll change the minimum staffing level and the callback.
Right, as soon as, close. As soon as they're cleared, we go through a full process. Once they're cleared and we feel comfortable with that, that would change at that point.
But this will
But
help
we're looking right in
callbacks?
January.
It'll help callbacks? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
so it should cut down on.
Yeah, it's going to
overtime.
change the callback procedure, which is going to reduce overtime, and it's going to bring us up to a higher minimum staffing. Instead of minimum of 2, we'll be at minimum of 3 now, which means we'll have more people to run those calls when we're on vacations.
That's good.
So we don't have to have a police officer drive, you know.
That was weird. That was an anomaly.
I know, I'm joking when I say that, but that's the point. We
Right.
need that extra hand really bad. This is the hand we needed.
Good.
Okay, all those in favor? Mike?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes?
Motion passed.
Okay, second, Moody Nolan has sent a letter of acceptance.
This is under, are you done with fire department? This would be under admin.
Oh, okay, yes, then we'll just move into admin.
Okay.
And I apologize, I was out the last few days, so I didn't have much, but let's go into admin then, and I'll just go ahead with that then.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Moody Nolan has, well, I need a motion for acceptance from the recommendation from Moody Nolan for the bid and build of the fire station admin building, which would be Rycon Construction Incorporated.
You'll make that, yeah.
So I'll make a motion to accept Moody Nolan's recommendation of Rycon Construction Incorporated for construction of the fire station and administration building, and with the base bids and alternates 3, 4, 5, and 6 included in that. Alternates 3, 4, 5, and 6.
5 and 6. I'll second that, Nick, for discussion.
So there was some questions about it. I reached out to Jay Boone this week. He is from Moody Nolan to talk about some concerns related to Rycon to make sure that we did the pieces that we're supposed to. I asked to verify the reference checks were completed for the bid acceptance and any concerns over payments from Rycon to contractors in the past. He said we did follow up on multiple references from Rycon Construction and they were positive in nature. During the interview process with Rycon Construction, we specifically asked if there were any past or present liens. Their short answer was that yes, they have had liens in the past, as any construction company has had. There are no current liens on the company. So they looked into it, and just like with any construction company, they always run into situations. I think every contractor is going to have some type of lien in their history.
You know, as long as we have a lot of eyes on the site and see what's going on.
Yeah, and USDA, this is the benefit of us going with the USDA loan, is not only the lower interest rate, but they're that intermediary for us, where they're not going to pay them until we're satisfied.
Okay.
So that USDA piece is going to help us a lot with this fire admin
Right.
build.
I did also sit with a couple of the lower bidders and interviewed Rycon and felt very comfortable with what they brought to the table. There was no reason why they shouldn't be the one we go with.
So by us, if we accept this today, then we'll get a contract sent to us for the board to approve and sign.
Yeah, I'm hoping if we accept this today, that within a week, according to Moody Nolan, I should have a contract in hand, which then will be sent to the attorneys for review. So
by next trustee meeting, we should be ready to sign.
definitely, I want that by next trustee meeting, if not before.
And then if I remember correctly too, Rycon said once we sign, they're ready to mobilize and break ground within 2 weeks. There's
Yes.
contract signing.
I did want to throw something in there. Rycon was very responsive to, even though they're a Cleveland-based company, they were very responsive to any local bidders that I wanted. So I have sent them a whole list of names, and those names have already contacted me and said Rycon's already contacted them. So I think there is, maybe some people say, this should have been a local bid, but it is. It's going to be built by a lot of local contractors. So they just happen to be the firm with the lowest bid on paper in the end. And to be honest with you, that's kind of how we have to do it. So
Right.
Now have you, With this iron thing, I mean, that's one thing I keep hearing popping up. I mean, so we might make Crown, but they still might not be able to get the iron.
Well, that was a question we had to them, and they're a large enough company, and this is how they explained it to me, that as soon as contract's signed, they'll be buying that stuff right now, getting that in place so they won't have those lags.
Yeah, I think Moody and Nolan told us that.
There was potential for some lag, but it all depends on your contractor who has the cash flow to purchase things before they're actually gonna get paid on it, so that they can get into that queue faster.
We also have the luxury of, and I've offered it to them with the property that we have surrounding back to the barn area, if they need to buy it and put it on site for cost savings, do it. So, I know that a lot of places have a lot to build on. We have the luxury of having some more area to store materials if they can cost save for us.
What's the first step then? Would they tear down?
I'll be honest with you,
Sounds nice.
I'm not sure. I know that electric utilities comes right away, and that has to come into the fire prevention office area.
I just didn't know if they cleared the site first.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
And remember, we're doing this in phases, so the new fire station that we built, then everything will get transferred over there, then there'll be the remodel on the other side.
One of the things they is a positive for me is they provide me a construction contractor, and he's not just the lumber guy, he's the overall, that I will have a week to 2 week notice before anything happens. So we'll sit down, we'll know 2 weeks out, so I'll be able to give you updates.
So we have just an assigned project manager
Yeah,
for this.
I have a specific assigned project managers out of Green. So local, and that's one of my requests.
And their response during our interview of them too is that they're willing to scope alterations, because we found some areas that we might be able to potentially save some money, and they're open to changes to the to that scope.
Their words to me, well, cost savings will be passed on to us, and that's what I'm looking at. So,
Okay.
because we all know that construction prices are very high right now. So, in the end, do I know them personally? No, but everything they laid out, there's no reason they should not be the one we go with.
Okay. It looks like they were the lowest and best bidder. With that said, any other questions?
Good.
All right, roll call vote.
All those in favor, Mike?
Yes.
Yes?
Motion passed.
That is all I have.
All right. Any other questions under admin today?
Let's get the shovels.
That's what I
I do have one piece under admin. This is just for point of reference right now. We'll know more next month. Randolph Fair is coming up. Portage County Township Association needs volunteers to work the tent for the Township Association. So they're looking for trustees that are willing to donate 2 to 4 hours to sit out there and physical people.
I will try when I see my schedule.
They said we could also have any township employee, so we may have to delegate some of that to our Parks Department.
Dave Bruckner, let's send him.
So, but that could be an option too, if we need to fill some spots, we could have Parks or.
What are the dates for the fair?
I don't know off the top of my head, but it could be anybody from our office could go out.
It's during the week.
Rochelle, so.
Since you're the president of the Portage County Trustees Association, why don't you look into getting one of those robots? To sit there and answer
We'll just
questions.
Skype into it, we can answer questions from our phone.
Well, it depends what time of night it is. I might be,
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this too. Don't we have to do a board still?
Yes, and so that was the other reason I brought this up. Rochelle and Cassie and everybody, it's time to get the board out and get it redesigned, so.
It's upstairs in the closet up there.
Do we
So you're
know
gonna,
the theme?
do we get a lighter?
we have
board?
not
We
been
got a
given a
lighter
theme yet from the association.
What'd you say?
board. Do we get a lighter board? I thought we did, didn't we?
Yeah, we have like a big cork board. I
That's
think.
good, something that's.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, if you want to start coming up with some initial ideas, I'll reach out to Lori Kelsey today, see if there's a theme. If not, it might just be welcome back. So, because we didn't get to do the fair last year.
Yes, yeah, I have my board too.
Did she put out a schedule for the open slots?
Okay.
She did, but it's like.
Well, I've
4
got
weeks
Aaron to
old
help me now.
So
so-
Okay, well,
She bet her another today. She didn't realize she'd do it.
Okay, I'll let you know when I get the update. But that was it. I just want to remind everybody about the fair and that we're going to need some coverage for that.
The dates are the 24th and the 29th.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, we will now move into zoning and economic development. Mike Ladd, the floor is yours, sir.
Thanks, Ben.
Zoning Commission meeting is August 12th, 7 o'clock. Board of Zoning Appeals is August 18th at 7 o'clock. Regional Planning is August 11th at 4:30. Heritage of Brimfield Nursing Home has started construction. They had the surveying and mobilization in there and started their work. Redwood Apartments continues installing grade. Roadway is now poured. They actually drove back there. It's a lot larger than it looks on drawings. Hickory
You drove
Hills.
back? You said you drove back?
Yeah, it's pretty big back in there. So
It goes way back?
yeah,
Too much
it does. Yeah.
Wow. I'll take it back.
It's a lot bigger than it looks. Hickory Hills subdivision continues to install utilities and grade. Hamrick Manufacturing is planning on August 3rd is the groundbreaking ceremony. I think everybody got the email on that.
I'll be there.
Wave Wash has started construction at Maple Crest this last week. And then the demolition of abandoned homes will start in August. The final letters went out. Police hand delivered as well as went certified. And we're just waiting the timeline on those letters, and then we're going to demo after that. So I think August 23rd was the cutoff.
Now, how many are we demoing?
Right now we're going to start with 2,
Okay.
and then we're going to do another 2 the next month. So
Do we have someone set up to demo them? or-
no, I got to get prices.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Mike. And Roy, this might be to you too. I don't remember our procedure that we had on Old Forge when we had a person still in the house and not leaving.
I think they sent
That's
a dog out there.
constable though. And Roy, are you the constable of the township or is somebody else at the department?
I think technically I am.
Okay.
John, if I could answer that, we just sent out, we searched the home, made sure there's no one in there.
But if there is though, because we had an issue with
Well,
that.
remember we thought it was
Then they would have
climbing
to
in
be
the attic?
removed.
Right.
Yeah, and that was a very unique situation where because he wasn't initially going to come out of the house. He was well known to us. We spent some time talking to him.
Well, is
There
one of the
was
houses-
another subject that was up in the attic that a warrant for his arrest, and we sent the dog in to try to find him. We ended up finding him at the end of a field where he took off running, and we tracked him down back there.
Right.
So I don't think that was the actual subject who owned the home. It was someone who was inside the home at the time.
Okay. Well, one of our homes has somebody in it, right?
Yes.
Newly into it?
But you said it's a
Yes.
squatter?
I don't know if it's a squatter or somebody renting that they're not supposed to be there. Either way, it's an abandoned home, and it's not to be.
So that's what they consider it now, abandoned. huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you heard anything from them?
No, nothing at all. Other
When
than
the letter was delivered by the police to...
the 2 homes we're taking down now, there's nobody in them. The next 2, the next month, there's going to be
Next two
issues.
ones.
Yeah.
Because that one of them has somebody in, the other one we have to worry about the value
Or
of the
we-
property.
Correct. There's some property in there.
That's the car.
Yeah.
That's
remember?
That's one.
So that's the holdup on the other 2. Instead
Okay,
of doing
so-
all 4 at once, we got to figure out
Okay.
some of these
Okay, so
logistical pieces.
the worst ones are coming the following. Yeah.
The other 2 are on Howe, right? Is that where they're at?
Well, the one now is Congress Lake and Howe.
Oh, okay.
One is already down. I mean, it's
That one fell down years ago.
yeah, that's pretty much just a cleanup. The other one on Howe was old meth lab. Drywall's out of it. That should be fairly easy too. So.
So there's two on how that we're losing, right?
Yeah.
The other's already-
The other one that was on Howe, the 1426, I think it was. That has plans for renovation. They have building permits now, so they're going to renovate the whole house.
Okay.
across the street from Bob and Ridge, Amy.
Okay.
It's,
Right, a bad way in the back that you can
no, there's a pond in the front. There were 2 houses. The one on the front side is already, it's pretty much collapsed.
Okay. Had all these homes.
Yeah.
They're getting
spread
confusing.
that. And then our total fees for the year were 191, 681, 70. It's still our highest year, but we had some more come in yesterday, so we should be over 200,000 right now.
I got a question for Mike. Did zoning commission, I don't know if I'm saying this right, approve the non-conforming use plan so they can't come to, did that get approved?
Yeah, so
Am I saying that right?
Yeah, so there's language, the zoning commission approved, it went to regional planning for
Okay.
uses not covered come before the BZA, is what he's
Yes.
talking about. There's several chapters, I want to say it hits the zoning resolution maybe 15 times with that same language. We removed it everywhere at the initial zoning commission meeting, and then it went to regional planning. They already passed it, and now it's going back to zoning commission. They're gonna vote on it at the next meeting on the 12th, and then it comes back to this board.
So there should be no reason why it shouldn't pass then?
It shouldn't be. We still have to hold public hearings as
So the
well.
12th is going to be the public hearing on that.
It'd be a public hearing just before the meeting.
I guess I was just thinking about that when he was doing the plan. I mean, that's gonna save so much. Because right now, anybody can come in and just
Right.
ask for anything.
Right. And then we're gonna narrow down a lot of the districts that were either, there's a bunch of residential homes and it's zoned general commercial. For example, Brimfield Drive, Howell Road, you go all the way up and down those roads, is zoned general commercial for all the residential homes as well as, so it just doesn't make sense. We're gonna change those and change the zoning map so that, they're gonna be in a pickle. If they're doing an addition or they need to remodel, anything they need to do, it's a non-conforming use right now. So we'll change those as well.
So after the meeting on the 12th, it needs to come before the Board of Trustees.
Yes.
When it comes before us, we need to hold a public hearing on that.
There'll be another public hearing at this level, and
Okay.
and we'll have that prior to the
So
trustee
if they
meeting.
pass it on the 12th, on the 18th, we can then entertain that and then schedule the public hearing.
Yeah, I just gotta make sure. I think there's a wait period in
Okay.
there, so it might not be till September till we pass it here.
Okay. All right. Other questions on that?
No, sorry.
No, it's okay.
That's
I don't
okay.
know if
I wanna
you
know
guys
where that was.
Noticed, but that nursing home, I mean, they did a lot of stuff yesterday. It's really grown.
Yeah,
It's gonna go quick
now.
now.
Yeah, taking more trees down, that big maple or whatever, that's up, they might leave up. Gone.
Yeah, they'll be moving fast on that property now that they have the green light.
Yeah.
All right. Other questions?
Nope, that's it.
Mike, that was good, you landed that, that's good. It'll be nice.
All right.
Maybe we'll spend some time there.
Road department. All right, we'll move into the road department.
All right, I got, the county went through the last bid for our 2021 chip and seal project, and I need the board to step Melway Paving Company, Inc. to do the work. They were the low bidders at $187.56.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and make that motion.
Second that for discussion. So that was reviewed by county. There was no concerns with it.
Right.
Were we pretty close to what our estimate was on that?
Pretty close.
Okay.
It's lower than what the estimate was.
Okay. Well, that's good.
So Dave, what's your guesstimate when they would start?
Until we get all the paperwork stuff done yet. We still gotta get the book back from Melway, which they mailed it. We should get it within the next couple days. And the prosecutors gotta look at it, and then I gotta have the board sign it.
Okay.
And then,
But I know you have a guess tucked back in your head.
no, I don't, not on this one.
Okay.
They're, actually what they're doing is, Melway is doing some projects in the area, so we'll be, as soon as we can get everything in a row, then we'll be right with everything in the town area.
Now, the big thing that happened over there by the Cascades, the big culvert they put under there, is that similar to what you're gonna do over here? It's gonna be one of those preformed?
On Howell Road?
Yeah.
Howell Road will be elliptical pipe. It'll be just oval shaped pipe.
Okay.
Just big concrete pipes.
Okay.
All right. We have a motion on the floor.
Okay, all those in favor, Mike?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Motion passed.
I'm also looking for board approval to have OmniPro to be the inspector on Howell Road culvert replacement job at a price of $35,975.00. They're who we've been using with a lot of our projects in town to keep things rolling along and moving smoothly as we can. Sugar Maple was a hiccup, but most of the other projects have been going really good, so I'd like to see if the board would approve that.
Okay, well, I definitely see the need for it, so I'm gonna make a motion that we approve OmniPro at the price of $35,975.
I will second that.
Can I just have one question? Dave, that was in the county's projection had OmniPro in there as well, right? In their estimate?
On the estimate, yeah, that's all.
Okay, they were.
Right.
So we budgeted, our amount that we budgeted included
Right, and what it is there'll be the split, we get so much back from OPWC, then with the project being corresponding with Talmadge, they'll pay a little, you know, so it's the 35,000, we just have to put the check in, and then everything will get divided as it goes along.
Let me add one thing on there about OmniPro with the Sugar Maple Hill project. It wasn't a bad thing over there. They were actually great that they were there because they were pulling out issues that we had with the road before they could move on with it. So if they wouldn't have been there, who knows? Maybe they would have just repaved over, you know, clay again.
Actually, the Sugar Maple project, the road completely started destroying and pumping, and there is a couple issues still on Sugar Maple. I mean, like Mike asked, they are gonna finish cleaning things up, road sweep Friday. It'll be done, but there's a couple areas we're gonna let sit for a little bit to see what happens with them. Then we may have to come back, say, in the spring and fix them.
It looks nice.
Well, I drove by and checked it out really in depth because I probably thought I was a creeper because I was driving slow down the road, but it looks great.
But it does help out a lot because I was busy on the other side of town, and if I would have had to shut everything I was doing down there for days to be out there on the Sugar Maple project, making sure stuff was being removed and taken care of.
These big projects, you gotta get help. I mean, you can't be everywhere.
Right. Well, no, this works out great because, like I said, and plus they keep track of all the numbers. The bottom line, I mean, everything's good that way. Plus, I get reports, calls.
Well, and I think that's the big thing is getting the reports, because that gives us a third-party opinion if we need to kick something back to the county or to whoever we contract with. It's not our opinion; it's a third-party opinion.
Right.
Well, I mean, look at all the problems we're dealing with roads because no one ever had anyone to oversee them. You know, it's
Well, I'd say Sugar Maple is a good example. The main drag of Sugar Maple stayed together perfect. It was the branch offs that you did later on, and they just complete headache. So.
Okay. Well, the new countywide plan, we shouldn't see that anymore because they're going to be held to higher standards on those roads too. So
I'm hoping this new drain that we're putting through, like we've talked multiple times, I mean, with Neil, fixing that back area where all those yards were flooding, I haven't had one complaint.
No, actually, it's changed a lot.
Changed completely.
Plus, with the secondary culvert, we're going to replace fertile rain.
So there'll be more
across.
flow.
That water flow should start moving quicker too.
And Nick, you remember that pipe where Neil Sackett put down? I mean, that's taken all those homes that were all those years dealing with.
Well, let me just ask this one too, just so we're aware, that pipe's bigger than the one that's in there right now, right?
Which pipe's that?
The one on
The new way you're putting it.
The new elliptical one that's coming in?
Yeah, that's larger.
That's a little bit larger.
So we just have to be aware that the water's gonna get there faster because,
Yeah, now we're still gonna put more water to where the Oakwood Estates water flow still might be slow getting out, but it'll help better with the improvement with their pipe coming across.
I mean, have you seen issues? I mean, I haven't heard anything.
No, there's been a couple times with these heavy rains that flood, but by the next day it's gone, so. Nothing like it used to be.
well, we just have to be aware when they put the new pipe in, it's bigger, so more water's gonna get through, so we just be watching it when it does,
Well,
so.
before they put that pipe behind the driveways or the property, you know, their water would be just flowing onto that. You probably don't see that anymore, do you?
No, I haven't noticed it now.
Yeah.
Well, good. All right, we have a motion. All those in favor, Mike?
Yes.
Nick?
yes.
Motion passed.
Just let the board know we're doing some ditching, some more berming, we're getting ready for the chip and seal project. And doing a little bit of tree trimming where there's some site issues. And that pretty much does my report.
Dave, I had a couple questions.
Yes.
First, Mogador North, there was questions about that. Do we have a project update on the Mogador North reopening? I know originally they said 45-day closure.
I haven't heard nothing.
Okay. Have you heard anything, Roy?
I was gonna ask if there's somebody we can reach out to.
I could probably talk to Mike Collins and see if he's heard anything, because it's more of a Portage County state
Yeah.
thing, so.
Yeah.
When did it start, though?
And the reason I'm asking is because we're continuing to address issues on Howe Road between 43 and Mogador Road with semi-traffic.
Right.
And I knew at some point that was going to partially open up, and that may help divert some of those semis that are using Howe Road right now.
Right.
When did it start? What day? Because it was 45 days out. They changed the sign right before they did it. So
Yeah, and I said no.
If we're within that 45 or it's over, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
I think we're within a week of that 45, because I've been getting questions. It doesn't look like it's near ready. When is it going to be open, or are we going to give an update? And I had sent an email to Mike Collins. Maybe he's on vacation. I didn't hear back from him.
I talked to him yesterday.
I sent him an email last Sunday, so it's been a week.
you just give them a call.
Okay. So we are still seeing a lot of semi-traffic, because that was my next question.
Given that area attention for quite some time, over the last couple of days, we had a couple stops, a couple tickets, but yeah, that area is still getting used. And the trucker, they're following their GPS, is what
Right.
they're doing. And once they get turned on the road, they're there. There's no place to turn around, and they gotta run it all the way through.
Is there any additional signage that we could put, maybe if we talk to the state on 43 that says like no through trucks on 43 pointing that way?
They got all the detour signs up. It's just like Roy says, they're just following their GPS.
Okay.
I mean, they added additional signs on Marlboro Road, and they're still just turning right up Howard Road. So it's, again, it's like putting up 25 speed limit signs. If they don't pay attention to it, there's nothing you can do with it. So hopefully, like you said, they get done with the job soon it'll alleviate a lot.
Well, that's why I was inquiring on the timeline. That might, once that at least partially opens up, maybe that'll alleviate some of that.
Well, they said there's gonna be multiple 45-day shutdowns throughout the project, so we'll it'll ebb and flow as we go. But does it get open soon is the question.
Okay.
Dave, also, I forgot to mention this under safety concerns, Talmadge and Sherman. When you're coming down Sherman and it dumps into Talmadge, on the right-hand side there's that ditch, and they have a lot of growth there. It's getting really hard to see to make a left-hand turn out of Sherman.
And that would be county.
That would be county?
Yes.
Can you follow up with the county? And
Yeah, I can let John know.
Okay.
In the county.
Because it's just because I come that way a lot, and it's getting hard to see. You have to almost inch out there, and then you're into the oncoming.
A lot of times.
Coming down Sherman,
And it dead ends in the Talmadge.
Larry-
There's that ditch
Larry
on the right-hand side there. A lot of the weeds have grown up, and so when you're there, you have to almost get into the lane of traffic to see what's coming. from
okay, because
the
I had a
south.
lady say something about a tree that's blocking her line of sight up there. I just haven't looked at it. You just
I haven't seen the tree. It's fine. It was fine until about a couple weeks ago when those weeds had grown up. in the
Maybe that's
ditch.
what she's confusing.
Yeah, and it just needs to be trimmed out.
Okay, I'll look on the way back.
There's actually, I had seen the tree there. I mean, it's on
You did
that
see the tree?
gentleman's property. I probably could use the trimming.
Is it on 18?
It's pretty much in there right away, but again, some of that stuff we'll sneak in if we know it's a hazard and we'll take care of it. But like, right now my road motor's broke down, so if it was the weeds, I can't trim Sherman, you know what I mean, and do a little bit out.
Yeah, you almost need that boom mower to get to it because it's into the ditch there, so it's a little bit off the road, but it's just enough that you have to get into the traffic, which if anybody's coming, then you're kind of in a pickle.
You know, just so you know, I did talk to Dave about, because the sides of the roads look terrible, but there's nothing he can do till he gets the boom mower back. So it's not that he doesn't know, it's just they don't have the tools to do it.
Right.
So Denny Linden might
It's
go
our
out
road
and
mower, yeah.
help. He might find out.
No, the new one don't come in until the beginning of August. But,
No, if he came in, I didn't realize.
actually, the old one might be on the road by tomorrow.
All right.
Dave, is that on an arm? You can move it all over?
The new one that's coming in, you can actually lift it 18 feet above your head, straight up.
But can it rotate
Oh
all?
yeah, you can turn it off to the side, trim off trees,
You
everything.
can use it for drones.
Good.
So,
That'll be really
Vintage rooms.
useful.
well, it's way better than what the township had at one time.
All right.
One was a guardrail boom mower. It had one setting. You know, you couldn't. This one will pivot.
So
I
give
mean, I
me
can
a,
trim stuff within a 180-degree radius.
how big is stuff?
Huh?
How big is stuff?
We'll find out.
Just wondering what.
Anywhere up to 6 to 8 inches.
Oh, really? Wow.
You don't want to be around it when it hits.
Jeez. All right.
We won't be taking that many trees down.
I'm gonna have to borrow that for the house.
Good.
All right, any other questions for road department today? All right, hearing none, we'll move into Parks and Rec.
All right.
There's Cassie.
Under old business, a part-time parks assistant position, Erin started on Monday. She has already had a lot thrown at her and she's doing very well. So she got the tour of Brimfield. She went on 3 hikes with me already. So it's been, the past 2 days were very jam-packed. So excited that she's starting to help out. Brimfield Community Days update. I began advertising on social media and on the township sign. I also am advertising for vendors if anybody's looking for a vendor table. I'm trying to put the word out there for that. We already have a few. And I'm also in the process of creating the detailed itinerary, so like the hour-by-hour event schedule for that. We're just waiting for a couple pieces to fall in place before that's finalized. Update for the trees at the community center. Davy Tree sent me a quote. They want to do some soil samples to see what it is exactly that's killing the trees here. It would be $200 to do that. I think that would be probably a good idea to find out what's causing all the trees to die so that maybe we can prevent more of them from dying.
I think that's a good idea. I'll make a motion that we approve the, do we have to make a motion?
No, it's under the
Oh,
outline.
No, we don't
That
have
would
to.
just be a department head.
Yeah, that's good, I'll do that.
The next Brimfield Parks Advisory Committee meeting is Thursday, August 19th at 6:30 p.m. The update on the community center NOPEC grant items, the window and glass door replacement is complete. You can see them behind you. There's some downstairs and a few in the upstairs offices. They look really great, so very happy about that.
Yeah, I think that's good. But Nick, while we're talking about that, Nick had a question about,
Yeah, can you call the building department, get verification on what the requirement is for outside these doors, if we can put steps or if we need a stoop and then steps. And then if whatever that is, Dave, is this something that we might be able to do as a fall project? Or can I volunteer to come put it in? Because I'd just like to get these slider doors open instead of staring at this guardrail. Even if it's just
It
a
probably
simple-
all depends on what you're coming up with.
I mean, I want something as simple as 2 or 3 steps. If we have to put a small stoop first to meet the code, a small stoop and then 2 or 3 steps.
yeah, when I talked to Charles, we had to do that.
You can't do it though. Then we'll get a grievance saying you can't.
Well, we just need to get it done. If we can put that onto our to-do list.
Do we want to do just one till then, or do you want to do both?
I mean, if we can get them both done sooner than later.
We'll have to.
Nothing fancy, Dave, just
Well,
to meet the
are we
minimum
looking
code
at,
standard.
are we talking about steps down and then
Well, I think
Down the door.
grading the whole area off, or just down where they just get that out of there?
Just so they can get out of here.
Okay.
And we could eventually grade it off and put gravel. or
But we're not
whatever
making a
later.
resolution. This is just something that we can look into.
Yeah, just to see how much it would cost to get that done. Lumber prices are drastically dropping right now, so it might be the time to acquire some of that material.
Mike, would we have to redraw the blueprints again to do that? Okay.
No, I mean, those are simple sketches, so, you know.
Okay.
But we put these brand new doors in and we're staring at these
Yeah.
wood guardrails outside our doors, so.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
you have occupancy and everything was approved, right? So
Yeah.
no, this would be a separate issue.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
All right. And then just under new business, I have upcoming programs. We have 2 concerts in the park coming up. Tomorrow, we have American Steel coming to Lions Park from 6 to 7:30. I did look at the weather, Mike. It looks like the rain's supposed to just be in the morning and like early afternoon, so hopefully it'll be dry by then.
We melt. Okay.
And then on Thursday, August 12th, there's another concert in the park. Twisted Whiskers will be there and from 6 to 7:30.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed, I put up a video.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm gonna try to feature the bands, just to get people out, and I've already done another video for Impulse that'll be paying Friday or Saturday.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go to all their homes,
Okay.
their studios, and just so people know the kind of music. Whenever you get everything just perfectly put in the way we are, let me know with the band so I can call them and make sure everyone's on the same page, so that everything goes smooth.
Sure. I should hopefully have that done by the end of the week.
Right, is there anything else you need from me, or are we pretty much good?
I think we're good.
I think it's important too that we highlight the fact that these community events we're doing now are designed to bring the entire community together. So they're really, all events are designed for ages 1 to 99 and over, right? They're for everybody. Some events are geared towards different crowds. I know our lunch and learns seem, because they're in the summertime, that they were geared towards families with kids at home. But talking with Cassie, the actual vision of the lunch and learns was more geared towards our senior citizens, because it gives them something to do in the middle of the week, the day. So you just have to be sitting in front of me. So, but yeah, no, what we're looking for is an opportunity for the seniors to gather together, bring a lunch down, hang out, see the parks. They don't have to worry about hiking, because that's some of the concerns is, you know, our hiking trails, can they get through those or not? But I just want to make sure that message is getting out to everyone that these events are designed for everybody in the community. Some may have a different age focus, but those lunch and learns, hopefully we'll start to see more of our senior citizens starting to come out with this great weather. And it's a great opportunity to hear Cassie's stories about all the different animals.
Yeah.
So, I encourage our seniors to come out for that.
Right, and then with the, as we put these acts together for the music, they're tailored for different age groups, you know, so it's not just, it's just not a rock fest, so I mean.
Right. And it's all family-friendly music
Right.
though, too. I think that's important to highlight, so, you know, hopefully we're gonna see a lot of families on Thursday night.
And what we did was we were employing local musicians.
Right.
I mean, I did try to work with an artist out of Cleveland, but apparently they're all rock stars up there, so I'm done. So we're just tailoring them for the local artist.
No, I think it's a great opportunity, and I'm looking forward to Thursday night. It'll be fun.
Aaron and I will both be there, so.
All right.
And then it's not on my report, just an additional note. I will be on vacation from August 11th through the 18th, so I will not be at the next trustee meeting.
Are you gonna send your protege?
Yes, in there.
I could.
I think you should. She needs to experience these meetings.
It's always good to have representation.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Okay, and that is
She'll
all.
quit the day after.
Yes.
Cassie, I had one thing when I was sitting here thinking, and John was help us with this, because we got that piece from the old ball field that was here. John, is there any way we could find a picture of the old ball field? I mean, wouldn't it be nice to have it blown up and put up there?
Yeah.
I mean, because remember, you said you had those connections to get some old
Yeah.
photos. Would be
I
really-
can,
Yeah, I think it looked pretty up there.
Yeah, we met with
the old fields in the back before they made the new ones, before they built the school.
Back then, the old school.
Yeah.
No, the ones back here.
Oh, Pharmakeetas.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Well, but the ones behind the school would be cool too. They used to have 5 fields back
Well, I
there.
just figured with that being sent, the Pharmakeetas is doing that. Wouldn't
Yeah,
it be
looks
cool?
Maybe if we just get different photos of the community, we could do a Pharmakeetas one maybe behind the school, and just other old photos. I think that would be good decor for down here.
Yeah,
I know,
Bill
and,
probably has
and
one.
we
then,
used to have one behind the old school before that.
The photo of it.
Yeah, we used to hit foul balls up on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, the old school.
yeah, hit foul balls up on the roof.
Oh, I didn't
They
know
always
that.
put a guy up there when we played ball there to throw the balls back to us.
well, and then the other
Force the
thing,
boogie.
Cassie, I mean, I know we've been talking about getting some sound protection in here.
Yeah.
It's right there.
They're right there.
It's here.
Okay, I wanted to show you this stuff. This is, see Nick?
Right.
This is really absorbent. And the thing about, it's too late now, but if you ever have to do it again, because see with this, because I'm putting it up at a restaurant I know of, and, but see, you get this
I
material.
got a thing. We're trying to give you a discount.
Money discount. There's the little off button. I mean, it's amazing. See that material?
Right.
You put it over top of it, it looks like wood. There's so many different flavors. Did you see that?
Oh, that's cool.
Yep, so, okay, well, hopefully they get it up. 'Cause I can't imagine you get 40 women in here for an event, or men. Can you imagine the noise?
Yeah.
It took a little while to get the panels in. There was some issues with the ordering, but now they're here, so they should be up in the next couple of weeks.
Amen.
All right.
And then just the other thing, I told Cassie, we had complaints about the air conditioning.
Okay.
Apparently they could not figure out how to use it, so they were all sitting in there at 79 degrees. And it was not anyone's fault other than.
Maybe we can make a
operator.
little card and just tape it to the wall.
Yep.
Laminate it.
But I guess they were troopers, they sat in the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad when the Samora's chocolate started melting in the packets. So, okay, that's all I got. Shut me up.
All right. Anything else under parks?
Nope.
That's all.
Okay. Hearing none, we have no cemetery business today, other than an update that the columbarium project is still moving forward. It's looking really nice
does
over
look
there.
good.
We're supposed to get probably by the end of July, beginning of August, well, probably middle of August, the columbariums are supposed to be done.
Okay.
And then we have to figure out when we get them installed and when they're putting the benches out there. So by September, early October, it should be totally, completely finished.
So October we'll do a little unveil.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna, as soon as Sue and I can figure out a time to be together, I'm gonna just film a quick thing.
Okay.
She wants to do a talk about it, and I'll just film it and post it.
Okay. That works. All right. Then we're in the fiscal office where we have no old business, but we do have a couple pieces that will require board vote today.
I have just one thing here that's got it. From Talmadge, I got the JED distribution for the first half of.
You did?
Yeah, I just got an email from her.
How much is it?
It's a lot. The 30% to each department's $180,600.
180?
600.66, which is probably, you guys were normally getting about 100. So that was a big chunk.
Thanks, Sean.
Okay, so but what was?
You want me to tell you that out loud?
You said it in the meeting. We got it.
But what's the
All right, we have to say it.
what's the total? What's the total amount?
Craig's mad at me now because I brought it up.
No, it's good. I'm not mad. That's a good thing.
715, 625, 38.
715, 625, 38.
Yeah, and 142, 950 went to the M&I. 571, 802 was the 45% collection, which we split 30, 30, 30, 10. That was the 180. And then 872 in
You
interest.
just send me that if you get a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, forward to the board.
That's great.
And we have the Brimfield Kent Jed meeting after this. That's why I got to scoot out of here by 9:30. So I should have those checks today.
The nice thing about that, I know it's
How much goes
great.
to M&I?
$142,000.
John, does that come from the new side of Maple Crest, pretty much?
A lot of that construction, yeah.
And that doesn't include our newest manufacturer, Hamrick, that's coming in. So
No, but that one's inflated though, because we did have all the construction guys out there that make a lot more money than somebody at Burger King does. So, but when we start getting the construction of the rest of it, we're gonna see a period of time here where we're gonna get some big money.
And all those people that hated the gym.
I know. All right,
It's good. It's great.
all right. So we need board approval for American
We have-
Recovery Plan.
So
ARP
yeah, the American Rescue Plan, we
2272.
need to create a new levy form, a special levy fund, 2272, which is for the money from the American Rescue Plan. So I just need an approval for the creation of that.
I will make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, all those in favor, Mike?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Motion passed. I need to approve the submission to the Portage County Budget Commission for the approval of $541,039.22 in American Rescue Plan funding so that we can get it approved by the Budget Commission and then we can appropriate it to that created fund when it comes back. So
I'll make that motion to send over to the Budget Commission the ARP funds.
Okay, all those in favor?
I'll
Mike?
second.
Oh, sorry. All those in favor? Mike?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Now, when will they start
Passed.
distributing these funds?
They said
You
it
heard?
probably could be a couple months yet. So because the Ohio Township Association still gave some time frame for people to get their paperwork turned in, but we knew about it
We
ahead
just
of
found
time,
out how
so
much
we
we
got all
get.
of our stuff done.
What a nice gift.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. All right, then I need a motion to request a hearing at the Ohio Division of Liquor Control for a new C license for Bark and Bite LLC. That is the old Rico's and Rudy's. They currently have, the one we passed last time or denied the hearing was for the beer and wine. The C is a hard liquor. So we need to have this in the positive. We need to get a motion to put that and vote on it.
I'll make a motion to request a hearing with the Ohio Department of Liquor for a permit for Bark and Bite.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor, Mike,
No.
Nick?
No.
Okay, motion failed. All right.
When are they starting? Has anyone heard?
The girl from the liquor control comes to my office all the time, every time they have to do that, because I have to sign off recognizing that it's within X period or X feet of the township property. I asked her and she didn't have any idea. She just knows they filed something, but
Yeah, they're starting right away. I mean, they.
Is it going to be a total renovation?
Yes.
Okay.
They're renovating everything.
Are they gonna do a beer garden or?
I haven't seen the full plans. All I've got is an occupancy right now. So once they work out some issues with Ron, I think they're gonna come back with some plans.
That'd be nice.
I'll let you guys know.
Is this a chain or just?
No, just their local residents.
they're from Suffolk.
Yeah, they're from Suffolk. I think they coach football too. So.
Part of field youth football program.
It's good. We need a few restaurants in Brimfield. Hopefully it'll look good.
Okay, and the last thing I have out there is I need to get an approval to send the 2022 estimated township budget to the auditor so that they can have that in their hands.
What is our estimated budget?
This is probably my opinion only, this is the biggest waste of time that we do with this, because it takes our estimated taxes we're getting, and it takes our estimated revenues, which I'm not 100% sure of because we're halfway through the year, and our carryover balance, which I don't know what it's gonna be. So.
I think I heard this from another fiscal officer at one time.
So I'm sending it over to the report that we do through the UAN system, and it estimates.
But I know you're a number crusher. What do you think we're gonna have for next year's budget? Give me a guess. We're not
$10 million bucks.
Huh?
10 million,
What was this one's?
9.6 or something like that. Yeah.
Wow, it's crazy.
Well, just with the increase of the JED monies, I mean, that's pushing it up.
Chick, what was yours when you started?
When I first started here, maybe 700,000.
Oh,
It's a lot of money now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy. So that's just my guess, but you know, these things are gonna keep going up as the JED keeps
We
increasing.
won't know until the end of the year to see how things shake out too.
Right, so all we're doing here is sending the report over that they request us to send over, but my opinion is it really doesn't matter
the
until the end of the
RLP
year.
funds, are they gonna go on next
The
year's
what?
budget? The 541?
Oh, yeah, that'll go into this year's if they approve it.
But then it might carry over to next year.
Right, yeah. We don't have to spend it, we just have to receipt it in. And then if we didn't spend it, it just carries over to 22.
All right, well, I'd like to make a motion to accept and submit the 2022 estimated budget.
I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor, Mike?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Okay, motion passed.
We have no executive sessions on the board today, so for the good of Brimfield Township, I do have one thing. I don't know if anybody's interested. Portage County Combined General Health District is seeking representation from our township trustees, at least one of them to serve on an advisory board for our retail food regulatory program.
Yeah, I'm gonna nominate Sue.
So we don't have to send anybody. I didn't know if you're interested, Mike. They're going to be looking at things like public health, food safety principles, recognize community initiatives focused around the reduction of foodborne illnesses and risk factors.
That probably is a conflict of interest for you, Mike.
I don't know if there's going to be food there.
Is that a
So
conflict
if you
of
are
interest?
interested in
You
serving,
can't do it.
please contact Mary Helen
You can't do
Smith.
it.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Because of the restaurant.
You know, Sue might, I'm gonna nominate Sue, and if she doesn't want, she can tell us, but Sue does good on those boards.
Well, we don't have to respond today. I can send this to Sue, and then we can talk at the
We
next
can have
meeting.
Sue and our township executive go.
Yeah, I bet she'd like that.
Great board. I think it's a good idea. All right. Anything else for the good of Brimfield Township? I'm going to open up the floor to department heads first, and then the public second. Anything? All right. Well, I appreciate everybody being here. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn our meeting.
I'm gonna make that motion, Nick.
I'll second it.
All right, all those in favor? Mike?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Okay, we are done at 9:13 a.m.